What else you got for today? Got anything else?
No.
Nobody's gonna.
It's so
I'm
cold.
not thinking about you when you're fucking cold. It's not even cold.
What else is on
It's
your
not
list?
hot, but it's not cold. Huh?
What else is on your list?
I got the big topics.
Go
Those
on.
are the
What?
those are the relaxed small topics.
All right, hit me.
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it and then I'm gonna leave.
Bring
Don't
tissue.
do that.
Bring tissue.
Bring tissue,
Yeah, my nose is starting to run.
like on my shoe
No.
from when I go. What is a good husband? What is a good wife?
Oh, for the love of Pete.
Wow.
You just gonna walk out?
Just coming strong out the gate with that one. Well, not really.
All right, Aaron. What's your idea of a
Don't
good?
talk to me about this. I've
No,
never
no.
been married.
It's true, you haven't. But in your brain, when you think about what a good wife is, you don't have any ideas of what she should be? What if she's dumb as a bag of bricks?
But does that make you a... Being intelligent as a person, does that make you a good spouse?
I don't know.
Because what if you marry someone of the same intelligence level, then wouldn't those two people say that they are good?
I don't know. What is something that a wife should do? Wifely duties.
I don't know. No idea.
Where's my tissue, man?
Did you guys solve this?
No.
All right, I'll be back.
You know there's tissue downstairs.
What do you mean you don't know? Should she cook? Should she clean?
Everybody should be able to cook. If you don't know how to cook, you need to take a class or something.
Should
I'm
she
talking to you, Jim.
Jim? You singling Jim out?
Yes. Freaking Jim and Sandra right there getting takeout every night. Stop that.
It's bad for your health and your wallet.
And the planet.
Oh, very good, sir. Alrighty.
I mean, maybe not for the wallet.
No,
If you got that kind of money, then
it's still, you're spending more on takeout
you
than,
got takeout money.
going to the supermarket. Maybe, I guess, which country you're in.
Everybody should know how to cook.
Okay.
At least for themselves, because that's like, if you're out by yourself and you don't have a lot of money, but you can buy ingredients and you don't know what to do with them, then what's the point? Now you're gonna die. Or you're just gonna eat raw ingredients and then die.
Alright, should she clean?
Everybody should clean. Everybody needs to clean.
So everyone needs to cook and everyone needs to clean.
I don't think one
Which is
task like cooking and cleaning should go to a specific gender of person.
Why not? That's what women are for.
No, everybody
Isn't that
needs
their-
to be able to cook.
Wait,
Everybody has to clean.
Isn't that their purpose?
No.
Barefoot and
Good
pregnant,
Lord.
cooking, cleaning,
No.
in the house.
No.
Isn't that what make America great again, man?
Sure.
The
but that's-
1950s?
but that, yeah,
Leave
but,
it to Beaver.
But that wasn't great.
It was
It
for the
was
guys
for a
in
certain-
the 50s.
Yeah, for
Mad
a certain
Men.
guy, but it's
We
not
mean a
great.
certain guy. It
It's
was
not
all
great.
guys.
No.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was not great for black men, was it?
Hell yeah, wife in there cooking and cleaning, and yeah, what's the problem?
Washing his drawers.
That way of life,
What-
not
what-
just that
you're
one
saying that's a bad
aspect
thing?
of it.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing?
Yeah. That's it.
If it wasn't a bad thing, why would women not like it?
Well, I think the why women wouldn't like it question is more they had no choice in the matter. It was imposed upon them. So if a woman at that, now we're talking about in the past, but if a woman in the past thought that that was her role in the family, she may not be dissatisfied with her role if she thought that's what she was supposed to be doing. But the woman that did not find that as her role, then she's going to object to it.
Right.
So no, I don't think, because there were plenty of women that when women's the idea of women's liberation, when that starts to creep in, and we should vote, we should be able to go work at a place. When all of those ideas start coming in, during and after World War II, there are women that are against those women.
Right. There are a lot of women.
There are
who
still
like,
women
no,
against
No,
those
I'm
women.
right.
do
It's
that.
not. It's that's not your role. That's not
Right.
your place.
Right.
You should not even want to do that thing.
Right.
But what if a woman wants to do those things? I mean, see, this is where the women's liberation movement always gets messed up, because you're saying I should be free as a woman
But
to
I
make
should
a
be
choice,
free
but
to
then
make any choice
can
I
I
want.
be free to choose to be a housewife? And why would that be bad?
Right.
That doesn't set
It's
back
a really
women.
hard job.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't set back women. That doesn't hurt women in general for me to do this and say I am fulfilled as an individual by doing that.
Right.
But then what does that mean for Mr. Mom? Doesn't he get that choice too?
Well,
If you haven't seen Mr. Mom, you should watch Mr. Mom. If you haven't seen Mr. Mom, you should watch Mr. Mom, because it literally tackles this very idea.
I was
on both sides.
recently asked.
And 9 to 5. If you haven't seen 9 to 5, you should watch 9 to 5.
I was recently asked, doesn't it bother you,
Me?
as a man,
I'm not a man.
to be home with the children while I'm at work?
Does it bother me?
Yeah. And I looked at her and
Are we
'cause
eating?
It was a woman a woman that said this. Doesn't it bother him as a man to not be able to, provide for his family? And I said, no. And she's like, really? And I said, no, because that's not the dynamic we have as a family.
No. Okay, so the idea of providing. Okay, every family needs money to come in to pay for things, buy things, blah, blah, blah. Does it matter who earns it?
No.
If you believe that it matters who's doing the earning, then I get the question. But if you don't think that it really matters who's doing the earning, it just matters that the money is coming in. Now, once the money's coming in, now what gets done with the money? Okay. Now, if you're a family that makes decisions about how that money is used to support the family, then it doesn't matter where the money comes from. If you're the kind of family that says, you earn it, you get to choose, now you're talking about a power dynamic that doesn't exist for us.
Right.
But that's, this idea of, because this is where you get in the his and her money thing. And
There's
we've never
no
had
such
that.
thing.
No, there
Not in
is
our
a such
house.
thing. It's just we don't live that way.
Right.
And then the other side of that is, in order for anybody to go out into the world and work, that also means that somebody, kids, another adult, somebody has to be doing all of the other stuff at home to allow that to happen.
Yep.
So does it really matter that it's the man going out and the woman staying in, or the woman going out and the man staying in? Because when you get both going out, then there's a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't get done necessarily, or
Yeah.
may not be anyone's real priority. It just kind of gets done when it can get done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that might work for some people, but I'm sure that's gonna feel sometimes like worse, because it's like, I don't feel like doing the dishes. You don't feel like doing the dishes. How are we gonna get the dishes done? We gotta get a dishwasher.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Which
We got to
is
get.
what we did back in the day.
We have to get a whole nother machine in here to get this done.
Because we're too tired.
Because
and
or you
too-
just
we have
don't
too
want
much
to.
do
Forget.
and-
You ain't got to be tired. It's just I don't want to spend the what
15 minutes.
5-6 hours. I don't want to have that as one of the things I need to spend time on.
Yeah.
And I think most working adults get that.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to
Well, part of her
be doing that right
her
now.
thing was, well, if he's not
Far Cry.
working and he's not bringing in the money, what does he do all day? And that's what made me laugh, because this
Far Cry.
this woman
When was
assumed
the last time
that
you played Far Cry? I mean, come
Right?
on now.
Assassin's Creed.
this woman
much sense like
assumed that you
Porn.
didn't, dude.
Pornhub.
That
Porn.
you didn't do anything. That you just watched TV all day. And I just looked at her and I was like,
Watch TV.
What's a TV?
the first thing, I was like, first of all, he cleans every single day. He does the laundry. He does all the things. And she's like, oh, I didn't know he did things in the house. I said, you
Okay,
thought
you
he just sat
sat
there
there? I
all
know.
day doing nothing?
I literally
anybody
get
live
up
like
before
that?
the sun.
I know.
I mean,
And I think that was where she was struggling to understand, like, why aren't you frustrated? Why aren't you angry? You're going to work, and I'm like,
but you're also coming home and not having to do a lot of that stuff.
right, I don't have to clean the house. I don't have to, I mean, I cook because I enjoy it. But if I said to you, hey, can you make dinner?
Which would never get said.
Which never. But it would still be done. If I said, I don't feel well, can you make dinner before I come home? It'd be done. There wouldn't be any question, but I would never do it because that's just not who I am.
I'm a better cook.
You are not a better cook. You are just a cook.
I'm a better cook.
We both cook.
It's just, I don't, because she likes it.
I do enjoy it.
I don't necessarily enjoy cooking. I'm just better at it.
You're not better at it.
I don't know if it's better or worse. It's very
It's very
Daddy
different.
Daddy has
You asked.
he's got the
See?
he can put the Negro-ness on it.
Negro-ness.
I have none of that.
You
I
have
put the
more
foot
of
on
the
it.
like the food channel.
You've got radishes in your potato salad.
I
don't have
Not
in
on
my
top of.
potato
It
salad.
said to put them on top of. Listen, folks, I don't like potato salad. Did you like the potato salad without the radishes? That's what it said to do. Put them on top as a garnish. And I don't eat that nasty shit, so I don't eat radishes and I don't eat potato salad.
Oh, that
The
was
potato
funny.
salad is ick. And I don't eat baked beans because they're disgusting.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Oh, God. Now you're taking people's commercials?
No,
Listen,
that was the commercial. I
said-
just saw that the other
I said
day.
that when we were in Miami or in Fort Lauderdale. I said, roll that beautiful bean footage. And Tu was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a commercial for Bush's Baked Beans. And
We got here and I saw it and I was like, oh no.
I just looked at him like, see, I told ya.
There's a lot of, and you know what's, no, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent of
Okay.
how all these things have stayed the same. And we've
Did you
been
like
going
my
for 9
potato
years.
salad without the radishes?
Yeah, it was actually the only problem with it was I like the red potato, but the only problem with it is the chunks were too big.
That's
It
always
needs to
your
be-
complaint.
It needs to be smaller because then you get more of the stuff that you put in there. You get more of that flavor.
All
kinda
right,
going
I'll
on.
remember that for the
But
next
that's the
time.
only thing. But I like the using of the red potato type thing and all
Well,
that
they
stuff. It's
stay
all good.
firm longer. They don't get all mushy.
Why do you think firm is a good idea?
Well, because you don't want them to mush.
Look,
if you
man,
use the wrong
you
potato.
don't even eat potato salad. What are you
But
talking
then
about?
it turns into like mashed potato.
You see what I mean? She doesn't
then
even
why is that a
know.
bad
Why is
thing?
you don't seem to get that? That's not really the key.
It's gonna
You
turn
don't
into mashed
like it.
potato when you chew it.
It's gonna match in your mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
You just want
So
manual
what
So
is it?
wait.
mashing.
So wait. How? What conclusion did y'all come
We
to
didn't-
on the question?
We didn't.
Didn't.
I asked
too.
Aaron, what is his idea of an
You asked
ideal?
Aaron.
Yeah, what is
Wait,
his
you have a-
idea
you-
of an ideal wife? Like, what should she have? Should she be able to cook? And he said,
She should be,
Everybody
she
should be able to cook.
Fit. She should be doing yoga every day. She should be.
keep going. You
I
can
don't
be
know how
looking
to-
for a new
I
wife.
don't know how to say it. She should be. What were the women from the shows? They were always fit, which was funny because they never worked out. Always,
What show?
done up. What is it?
A Bob
Made
show?
up. No, all of the old shows in Trump's Great America that wasn't so great. Those women that are depicted as
Pinup girls?
what? No.
No,
Pinup
those-
girls are something totally different. Of what a woman should be as a wife and or spouse and mother in the home. Those women, it's one very, very specific let's call it a genre of women.
A genre of women.
that Leave It to Beaver mother.
Trophy wife.
No, they weren't trophies. Remember, they worked real hard all day long.
They
that
did
was
work
not,
really hard, but then they had to.
Trophy wives don't do shit.
When the wife comes, or when the husband comes home, she has to look all
Trophy wives can't cook.
prim and proper and beautiful, and hair all coiffed and makeup done, and high heels and
That's what
a
I'm talking about.
dress.
What's the name of them though?
Housewife, a 50s housewife.
It was a 50s housewife. And if you like NCIS, there was a time when
Oh yeah, that episode.
they had the book.
Yeah. The house.
Tony knew the book.
Yep.
And that's why he was the way he was because he knew that this is what women should be. And it was the Good Housewives Guide or something like that. It was some weird thing. All right. So you don't have what the aspects of what is a good husband or what is a good wife? I don't know why I had this. It's been on there for a while. I don't know where this came from anymore. I can't remember. It's been weeks now.
I think that before a couple gets married, this should really be the conversation they have, because everybody's idea of what their spouse should be is so totally different from what the idea the other person has what they should be. Like, I used to think, one, totally different than I do now, but when I first got married, our expectations of what it meant to be a spouse were not even close to each other. And it wasn't until I got divorced that then I started to reflect, like, wow, my idea of marriage and my idea of what a husband is supposed to be versus what it really was weren't even in the same country. So,
I mean, yes, I agree with you, but it doesn't the culture also have a say?
sure.
It's not just the two individuals. I mean, culture, where that guy came from, where that woman came from, all of those things also play into this, as well as the expectations of their particular community.
Right.
All of that kind of factors
Family
in.
dynamics and
Well, and society dynamics,
Yep.
because you could be in a community where the woman has more education, thus giving her the ability to get a better paying job. If you have children, of course, sending those children to childcare is very expensive. So who's going to stay with the child? If it makes more sense for that woman to go to work and the man to stay home monetarily, some areas of just the United States would say, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But then other areas would be like, what's wrong with you? Why are you at home and your wife or spouse is out there working? Shouldn't this be reversed? And you're going to get flack for that, and you're probably going to end up moving out of that community.
Yeah.
So there is that. Community has its say.
There was a question posed on one of the Facebook groups that at the beginning of the pandemic, I want to say maybe like mid-April, and the woman had recently had a new baby, and she was off of work, and before the baby was delivered, she and her husband had spoken about, she was going to stay home with the child and blah blah blah. But then he lost his job, and he was frustrated and saying she needed to get a job and she didn't do anything and she blah blah blah. And all these women were like, he's right, you need to get a job. And my response was, how much can you make an hour? And will it cost you more to go to work than it will to be home with your child?
Mm-hmm.
He's not talking about, oh, I lost my job and, unemployment hasn't come through yet and I'm worried about the bills. Now he's projecting all this stuff onto you. But you really have to look at the financial thing, because this is what we had to do when we had children. I wanted to go back to work at one point, but we could not afford for me to go back to work.
Because of childcare.
Right, because of childcare. It would have cost us more for me to go back to work than it would to stay home.
Now, I guess you weigh that cost, because if you're looking at career, not job, but actual career, then all of a sudden it might make sense, because in the long run you will then be able to earn more money because you went back to work
Right.
when you went back to
Right.
work. And after a couple of years, one, childcare may not be a thing because once they get back to school, but now you've set yourself up to be promoted within your organization.
Right.
So there is that too.
Yeah.
It's like a whole nother thing. But if you weren't talking about, this is going to be my career and I need to get back to that
Yeah.
so that I can get back on track with rising up in my company, and I'm just going to a job, then it may not make sense at all.
Right.
It might make more sense, especially today, to stay home and study,
Yep.
or whatever, which is something I think I'm going to have to start doing.
Get your master's.
Just getting more. I hate this idea that I said this earlier in the week, that master's degrees are becoming the new bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
And that's really not right. It's not fair for a lot of people, because, nothing about getting a master's degree will make me better at what I do.
Nope.
And I know that. But it will unlock doors so that I can continue to do what I already know how to do.
Right.
That doesn't make sense. And when you're especially inside of the United States, it's like now I've shifted my focus. It's like now I need to be, based on just what we're experiencing now, I need to be ready to have to go to work in the United States now, and I have to be thinking all the time, how do I keep propelling myself forward so that on that eventual day that I'm stuck in the United States again, I can get a job.
Right. Well,
Which is kind of
we can
awful.
solve that by not coming back.
No, we can't, because everybody else is going to be climbing that same
Yeah.
ladder and saying, you can't have this job because you don't have a master's degree.
Right.
It's like, but I've been doing that job for 5 years, 10 years. It doesn't matter. You don't have a master's degree.
Right.
It's like, no. And I really don't like that. Because I see people that have gone to school, get their bachelor's and get their master's, and then they come out and then they think they know more than people that have been teaching for a long time. It's like, no, you kind of don't, because you're going to go in the classroom and you're going to fall flat on your face.
Yeah.
And you're not going to understand why. But all those people that have been teaching while you were doing all of that schooling, they're gonna look at you like you just don't, you haven't gotten there yet. Your first few years are gonna really kind of
Well, and I
mess you up.
I think especially in that type of situation, because I know someone who went and got 2 master's degrees before they went to the classroom, and they couldn't wrap their brain around, why wasn't it this way? Why are the children behaving this way? Why are the staff behaving this way? When technically it's supposed to be blah, blah, blah. And I just laughed at them like, okay, you have a lot of book knowledge, but you don't have any practical application of what you're thinking. And it's just, that's not how it works. The classroom, learning as a student in a classroom about how classrooms are supposed to work and how classrooms actually work are 2 totally different animals.
Okay, we may have to wrap this up.
We are wrapping right now.
Yeah.
You felt the drop?
No, it's
It's raining.
Okay. Bye, folks.
So,
If you
if you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can find us at the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, or the Google Podcast at the Traveling Farrs. If you like the
Instagram and the Twitter.
Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs. If you like email, where you can email Karen, who is now over there, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the Blueberry. Don't forget about the Patreon.
Patreon.com/the Traveling Fars.
GoFundMe thing. We will be updating you, so there we go. We're out of here.
Merch on the merch box.
The merch stuff, it's all down in the description. Everything is in the description. Everything's in the description. Please don't touch my camera.
I'm not touching anything.
It's the waterproof one. It doesn't need you to touch it.
I'm not touching
It's all the other stuff that needs to be
You're
touched.
brain
We are
cell.
out of here. Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Peace.